when I used to run factor analysis, it could take me quite a while to get the output, look at my analysis, get the output the way I wanted to be. What I did was I created a factor macro. So what you're only going to see here is actually a little bit of the stuff that I can tweak. These are the variables I'm going to include in here, so I'm just going to paste that there. Right now it's set to have the rotation as equimax, so I can run that. And this shows me, it also is flagged to show the level of the correlations. If it gets below, it looks like 0.5, it doesn't correlate it, even though that one probably would put on there, or maybe over here. And you can see here the red. If there was red, I think red is above 0.7. So let's say I wanted to change that to Varimax. Yeah, it doesn't look any better there. And we'll try Quartermax. So I have my little cheat sheet pop up right here to remember which ones to put in there. Let's say I finally get it the way I want it, and these are the factors that I'd like to export. Now, if you've done this before, you have to, if we're going to create an average variable, if I'm looking up this variable and this one and this one and this one, and let's say this one, and putting those into one thing can take a while because you have to look up what variable it is, create a sum or average variable, and put them all together. Well, what my macro does is it runs it twice. It runs it once like this, and I can look at the labels and see which ones are loading on where, and once I'm happy with this, I just scroll up. And here I have the actual variable names. So these are the labels and these are the names. So here I can come in and grab this and copy, and I can come into my syntax and create a sum variable, or, and I need to remember the syntax for it. Let's see. Oops. Oh, actually I think it's, no? There we go. So my first factor is going to be, let's see, not, let's just say not, I'm making this up, I'm not interested. Alright, not int. And label is going to be not interested. And my variables, I can just hit paste. Okay, and now if I run this, and we go look at the data, wrong button. Sorry. Let's pull up the data file. Here it is. So I just created that variable. This is my label. And if we were to actually look at it, it has the average across those variables in it. And unfortunately, these are all set to ones and zeros, so it's not actual factor analysis data that we should be doing. But I just want to give you an idea of how quick and easy it is. So I can come in here and grab the next one. Let's say I grab these three. Come back here and say CF for create factor. Factor 2 is going to be I'm going to put board 2 boring for words, and just hit paste. And again, that's going to go through and create a variable based off of this 1, 2, 3, and this last one. We would come up with another name for it. But you can see it's incredibly quicker than trying to create those all on your own, starting from scratch and go looking at the variables and the variable names and lining them up and then creating the new factors. And let me see if I can pop open, let's see, my factor macro. Here is my factor macro. So it basically runs factor analysis twice. Here's the first it turns the showing it to names, and then runs factor analysis on whatever variables we put in. Does the flagging of the different levels, so above 0.45 to 0.65 and then 0.8 does different colors. Red lines it, gets rid of a little bit of the output that I don't usually look at. And then it runs it the second time, and so this time it says show labels, and runs exactly the same thing as the top one. Nothing really changes there. The other one that was a feat to create was my create factor, which looks pretty, it's trim and it's pretty crazy looking. So we're creating the mean and then this head and vars and do and entails. It's very confusing, but what it allows me to do is just paste a list of variables separated by a space, and it'll put them into the mean command, and then it will separating them by commas, if I remember right. And that's it. That makes it very easy and quick. Thank you.